Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're with India Upfront. I'm Madhav Gopalakrishnan. Now, even as the state of Maharashtra goes after Kangana Ranaut, the Bombay High Court has called out its demolition drama. In a stinging indictment of the state's action, the court has said that it smacks of quote-unquote malified. With stinging observations from the court, it has pointed out that the abuse of power by the state. It's clear now that the state is punishing Kangana's dissent. This is a massive development, any which way you look at it, and we've been telling you that the manner in which the attack has been taking place, not just as far as the statements of social media are concerned, but also the actions of BMC on ground, going ahead with the demolition that was stopped by the High Court with just a 24-hour notice. Now, even the High Court's orders speak of the same. Let's listen to what Kangana Ranaut said earlier today.
उद्धव ठाकरे, तुझे क्या लगता है कि तूने फिल्म माफिया के साथ मिलके मेरा घर तोड़ के मुझसे बहुत बड़ा बदला लिया है? आज मेरा घर टूटा है, कल तेरा घमंड टूटेगा। ये वक्त का पहिया है, याद रखना, हमेशा एक जैसा नहीं रहता। और मुझे लगता है कि तुमने मुझ पे बहुत बड़ा एहसान किया है, क्योंकि मुझे पता तो था कि कश्मीरी पंडितों पे क्या बीती होगी। आज मैंने महसूस किया है, और आज मैं इस देश को वचन देती हूँ कि मैं सिर्फ अयोध्या पे ही नहीं, कश्मीर पे भी एक फिल्म बनाऊंगी और अपने देशवासियों को जगाऊंगी, क्योंकि मुझे पता था हमारे साथ होगा तो होगा, लेकिन मेरे साथ हुआ है, इसका कोई मतलब है, इसके कोई मायने हैं। और उद्धव ठाकरे, ये जो क्रूरता और ये जो आतंक है, अच्छा हुआ ये मेरे साथ हुआ, क्योंकि इसके कुछ मायने हैं। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र।
All right, let's quickly go across to our reporters. Joining us for more on the story, we have with us Priyank. Kajal Iyer, who has broken the story, is also with us. We also have with us Wajullah on the broadcast. But I want to first go across to Vivek Narayan, who's with us. Vivek, Kajal has accessed a copy of the court's orders. Quickly take us through how scathing and stinging are the remarks that the bench has made.
Rarely would one see such a stinging remark by a judge, this time the two-member judge of the Bombay High Court, Justice Chagla and Kathawala, coming down heavily on the BMC. Well, they speak extensively, Madhav, about how the court has been trying to get in touch with the lawyers. The lawyers at one point even had switched off their mobiles. The BMC officials at that point had switched off their mobiles. It goes on to say on how, despite their attempts to begin the proceedings, there were individuals from the BMC side, lawyers who were representing the BMC side, who said they don't have a copy of the entire affidavit. Interesting to note what it says. In view of the urgency and also in view of the fact that the court has filed a caveat, the matter was directed to be placed at 12:30 p.m. today. The advocate for the petitioner was asked to give the notice to the MCGM. But before we could record as to what transpired before us, we feel it is necessary to set a few facts in the matter clear. The court goes on to say, on 8th of September, 10 a.m., essentially yesterday at 10 a.m., MCGM posted a notice on the door of the said premises. The notice of the clear was clear. Well, it was addressed to her and they wanted it to be broken. And going on, it says that several anomalies is what they had noted, and they said that these need to be removed one by one. But it is interesting to note the matter was called out at 12:30. However, for the first 10 minutes, no one appeared for the MCGM despite the notice being served to them by the petitioner's advocate. In the meantime, the advocate for the petitioner informed the court that today morning at around 11 a.m., MCGM had moved its entire machinery and in the presence of several officers started carrying out the job of demolition by using heavy machines, and by now 40% of the said premises were already broken. Well, that's interesting. And then it goes on to say, they tried to get in touch with the individuals. Since no clear assurance was coming from the advocate that the municipal commissioner was so informed, the court associate at our instance tried to call up the municipal commissioner, whose cell phone was continuously switched off. 10 minutes thereafter, the in-house advocate for the corporation informed the court that the directions for this court were conveyed and the municipal commissioner. About 15 minutes later, the senior advocate for the MCGM, appeared before the court through video conferencing. In response to a query to the court, he informed that he too was not having a copy of the writ petition. Well, clearly the court was not amused. The court says, we find the above conduct of the MCGM highly deplorable, more so since the MCGM was well aware that a writ petition would be filed with the petitioner before the court at any time, and an application seeking urgent orders will be moved by the petitioner. The MCGM had therefore filed a caveat before the court. We therefore informed the senior advocate that such conduct on part of the MCGM is totally unacceptable to the court. However, Sri Shakre immediately arranged to bring the Assistant Municipal Commissioner. In response to the queries put by the Assistant Municipal Commissioner of the ward, it goes on to say on how and what work
Right.
happened.
In fact, that's very significant. I want to quickly take this across, Vivek, also to Kajal Iyer, who's with us. Kajal, now some very scathing remarks as far as the BMC is concerned have been made by the High Court. What is very important is that they have also noted, I want to quote over here, that the action of the BMC, which has proceeded to commence demolition work with a 24-hour notice, prima facie, quote-unquote, does not appear to be bona fide and smacks of malified. And they're giving them a chance to explain by 3 o'clock tomorrow. These are extremely scathing words coming in from the High Court.
You know, the High Court has noted what we have been also saying since morning, that given the fact that the building has been standing for quite some time and whatever constructions were going on from early this year. So why is it that only after Kangana Ranaut makes that particular statement, suddenly the BMC wakes up? And that is exactly what the order also says, that these constructions, these unauthorized constructions would not have sprung up overnight. And why is it that suddenly the BMC woke up from its slumber and decided to take action against it? And that the timing is what the court also feels shows that the intention was malified and not bona fide. And these are very, very strong words, as you rightly put it. By 3 o'clock, they will have to come up with an explanation as to why they did not act on this before Kangana Ranaut made that particular statement.
All right. Stay with us also. In fact, Kajal, let me also take this point across to Priyank, who's with us on the broadcast. Vajula also with us. Priyank, now the court comes out to say that they believe that the swiftness with which the unauthorized construction in the city, if they were acted upon in a similar manner, the city would be a completely different place to live in. This is extremely scathing for the High Court as far as the BMC is concerned.
Yeah, certainly, Madhav, everyone knows how efficient BMC has been working. While we were moving to meet one of the sources, I had to, park my car on the left-hand side because the roads conditions are so bad that it clearly gives an indication that what has been happening in the past. On the other side, there's several series of illegal construction, Madhav, which are in the name of a big politician. That has not been touched by the BMC. What they have been doing, they have been specifically targeting several individuals, including those who have been coming against the government. We have seen in the past when the previous regime was there was an actor whose house was targeted, his office was targeted, and once again the similar thing has been done by the BMC in case of Kangana Ranaut. So actually the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai has been working on the basis of the government, and every vengeance, every act which has to be done by the government is incapable of stopping the word of any individual who's talking against them. They have been misusing BMC, and the court will certainly take note of this when the matter will come up.
Certainly, of course, is Kangana Ranaut being targeted for speaking out, for being outspoken? Is this a punishment for that? Those are some of the very important questions that arise out of this. And before I go across to Vajula, Vivek, I believe you have the operative part of that order with you. Very quickly.
Well, the most important point in the entire statement is point number 8. Let me just quickly run you through it. However, all of a sudden, the corporation appears to have woken overnight from its slumber, issuing notice to the petitioner, that too when she is out of the state, directing her to respond within 24 hours and not granting her any further time, despite written requests and proceedings to demolish the said premises on the completion of 24 hours. Though the manner in which the MCGM has proceeded to commence demolition work of the said premises prima facie does not appear to be bona fide and smacks of malified, we are giving an opportunity to MCGM to explain its stand and conduct in an affidavit by 3 p.m. tomorrow. So obviously the two justices are not amused by the alacrity shown by the lawyers or the MCGM authorities, whether it be picking up the phone from the
Well, on
court
multiple
itself or
counts,
otherwise.
Vivek, on multiple counts, they are upset with the BMC. That's what this order spells out in no uncertain terms in black and white. Quick word from Vajula. Vajula, you've been reporting at the office and the residence of Kangana Ranaut all day. Take us through really what the plan is as far as Team Kangana is concerned.
Well, Madhav, we are waiting for Kangana to give us a response on what she has to say and what happened today. But she's given out a video where she's clearly hit out at the government saying that you've attacked me today. Tomorrow your ego will also be attacked. So she's not going to take it very lightly. We are right now at her Khar residence. This is another resident. After being embarrassed by the High Court today, the BMC is still going to attack this particular house, is what we've been told. They are coming out with another notice after the High Court had even stayed this particular property in 2018. So BMC is not going to stop with its attack, is what we've been told, and now they're going to point out fingers and target this particular house also, as they claim that there are close to 8 illegal constructions that she has done within this house also. So it clearly looks like a vengeance politics that is being played in Mumbai, and it's not just today, it's been happening time and again, and as our reporters have already told you, different instances where they've done this in the past, and they're clearly going to do it again with Kangana also.
Well, huge embarrassment for the political establishment. No two ways about it that it is certainly a huge embarrassment. Kajal Iyer, who has brought out that High Court order, once again, I would like to go back to her. Kajal, there is no doubt about the fact that this is going to cause a huge amount of embarrassment because the actions that have taken place today, as far as the demolition is concerned, all of this has come under question. It's come under a cloud from no less than the High Court bench.
Yes, in fact, this is not the first time that the BMC has really riled up the High Court. They have earlier also said that the BMC, while taking action, doesn't really consider the legal consequences. And not just that, when the High Court wants a response, they are nowhere to be found. And that is exactly what has happened this time around. Also, they said that phone calls were made from the court, but they were not reachable and no response was properly given. And what is also alarming is that what exactly could possibly be the BMC's explanation tomorrow, because they will have to try and show that there is some logical reasoning as to why they didn't take action earlier and took action right now. So we will have to wait and watch if there is any legally valid reason that they come up with at 3 p.m. tomorrow and how the court reacts to that.
All right. In fact, Kajal and all our reporters, please stay with us. We have some more breaking news coming in. It's a big divide in the Aghadi over the demolition drama. Sharad Pawar has expressed unhappiness during his meet with Uddhav Thackeray. This is a very, very important development coming in. He had already made a statement earlier saying that such actions and the timing of them, perhaps by implication is what he meant, is what could raise eyebrows. Now, this is a very important aspect that has been raised at the Aghadi meet. Let's listen into what Sharad Pawar has to say.
मुंबईमध्ये बेकायदेशीर बांधकाम ही फार नवीन गोष्ट असंही नाही. त्यावर खूपदा अशी म्हणजे सध्याची पार्श्वभूमी लक्षात घेताना कारवाई जर केली तर लोकांच्या मनात शंकेला संधी आपण देतो. पण ठीक आहे, आता महानगरपालिकेचे अधिकारी त्यांची नियमावली आहे, त्यांना योग्य असेल नसेल त्यांनी काही केलेलं असेल.
All right, let's quickly go across to our guest. Joining us live at this moment is Tehseen Poonawalla. He's a political analyst with us. Also is Shehzad Poonawalla, lawyer, joining us on the broadcast. Abha Singh, noted lawyer, is also with us. Ashutosh, senior journalist and political analyst, is with us. Akriti Bhatia is also a political analyst who's joining us on the broadcast. Ketan Vaidya, journalist, also joins us live from Mumbai at the moment. Let me begin by asking you, Ketan Vaidya. This is extremely scathing. The words that are used are that of the High Court, and they are extremely scathing because they say that the work of demolition prima facie does not appear to be bona fide, smacks of malified, have given a notice to the respondent within 24 hours when she's not even in the state.
Well, the respondent in this case is the BMC, and having covered the BMC, BMC has a legal cell, and I'm sure they will give a response. Clearly, see.
No, they're talking about the notice given to Kangana Ranaut because they say she is not within the state.
Yes, absolutely. So tomorrow the BMC will make it stand clear whether the rules and procedures were followed. And if you heard Sharad Pawar this thing, he said that it may be construed in the given circumstances that this was an act of vendetta. However, the second portion that he said in Marathi was where he said that the BMC usually follows the rule. So implying that there is a divide in the Aghadi is a little far-fetched. I think they are doing a balancing act because they have seen the implication of
Balancing act.
what this act may mean in people's mind.
Well, the very fact
Yes,
that you
I
say
mean,
balancing act shows that they are not exactly on the
because of the
same page.
perception that this
There is a
action may
difference
have
of
generated.
opinion as far as the alliance partners are concerned. At least that's what it would appear. Let me quickly get a response from Shehzad on that. Shehzad, is it just simple enough to say that it's a balancing act and that there is no real divide between alliance partners?
Madhav, if there was any doubt about how the Maha-Aghadi is split on this entire BMC action, which has been called malified and non-bona fide by the Bombay High Court in its prima facie observations, just take a look at the tweets of even people like Sanjay Nirupam. I would put it in this way, that for 65 days, Mumbai police was snoozing, BMC was obviously dozing, and today they started bulldozing. And this is the same BMC which has more than 90,000 complaints of illegal structures pending. They do precious little when buildings are falling left, right and center and people are dying. They do little precious to do anything about the drains in Mumbai which get clogged up every rain. And these are the BMC. In 24 hours they take action on Kangana because she starts speaking out on Sushant case, stands with the family, questions the role of the Mumbai police in covering up, and does not do. And 1 second, I did not interrupt, Madhav. Please let me complete my chain of thoughts. And then when they start talking about the Ria drug link, which Times now unearthed, and once the entire Bollywood drug mafia came out, they started attacking Kangana Ranaut by calling her mentally retarded, to calling her HK, to making wild charges at her. Today I'm asking, where is the award wapsi lobby as well? This award wapsi lobby that says that, oh, India mein intolerance बढ़ गया है. Today they are completely silent on this display of fascism and emergency mindset in Maharashtra, which has been endorsed by the court. Look at the silence of the liberal.
I just want to read out. I just want to read out there.
Calling the Bollywood.
I'm going to come to Bollywood. I'm going to come to Bollywood. Shehzad, please hold on to that Bollywood point. I'm going to come back to that point because you've made very important points. And Ketan, whether I want to, just read out from this court order. I don't want to, or it's not anyone else on this panel saying this. This is what the High Court has said. They have said that it is clear beyond doubt that the works which are quote unquote unauthorized have not come up overnight. The corporation appears to have woken up from its slumber. And when she's out of the state, directed her to respond within 24 hours, not granting her any further time despite written request. So the violations are multiple. And this is what the court is very clearly saying in its order. It has also gone on to say that despite filing a caveat, they did not even have the lawyer in place.
Well, this seems like an act of political one-upmanship. Now, I'm not talking about the court order. I'm generally saying that how this is playing out, because the fact that the central government gave her Y security, where the law and order is clearly a state subject.
Threat.
So if this is fine, if this is not kind of pouncing on the rights of the state,
use the right terms.
Then what it is?
Murder of democracy.
Fascism
at 9. Let's use the right terms, boss.
Well,
this is fascism. This is democracy under threat. Freedom of speech per attack.
Abhivyakti
ki azadi par hamla. Intolerance. Which other terms do you like?
This is the same Bollywood.
Use the right terms, boss.
Let me bring in some other panelists as well. All right, gentlemen, let me just quickly bring in some other panelists as well.
So you'll break her house. You'll break her bones.
Yes, all right. All right. You made your points. Let's quickly bring in some other panelists. They're seeing the very scathing words that are coming in from this court. And the court has said very clearly that this is an act of malified or smacks of malified, is not a bona fide action. I'm sure that when notices are given, this is not the alacrity with which action is taken. Surely in 24 hours, nobody expects, even if one has, inadvertently or otherwise made any kind of building violation, that in 24 hours there will be a demolition.
Madhav, there are 3 or 4 very basic points I'll make, and I'll make them very brief. I just hope nobody interrupts me because this is a line problem. Point number 1, the matter is still sub judice in court. The judgment is not come out. So I think it will be unfair to comment on something.
Well, these are the interim orders, sir. These are interim orders. I have them here in my hand. Our reporters have reported them. We are not cooking this up.
Sir,
this is what the bench has said. So please don't say there are no orders. It's there in black and white.
Madhav, I understand the difference between an interim. I understand the difference between, if I am allowed to speak, I understand the difference between an interim order and a judgment. This is not a judgment. Let the BMC put its part tomorrow. I know for a fact that no law has been violated. If it is, can somebody tell me, or in that instance, you tell me what section of the law has BMC violated? That's not happened. Now, Shehzad's arguments I heard, and he said there are 90,000 odd illegal constructions. Just because there may be a murder that is not solved does not give me the right to come and murder somebody and say because murders are not solved, I cannot be charged for this murder. I repeat, can you tell me what section did BMC violate? And I want to end my last point. Please allow me to finish. See, in 2015, when Shah Rukh alleged illegal construction was demolished, despite the fact Shah Rukh had agreed in writing to pay for the irregularity.
Sir, the context of political discourse is not there, sir. Why are you comparing the two? You're comparing apples and oranges. Tehseen, this is the problem.
Allow me to make my point.
I know what you're going to say. You say that there are other film stars whose buildings have been demolished as well. But the fact is that here is a case where a person is speaking about an issue where that person is openly threatened, the person is openly abused, she's said that her jaw will be broken, and on the day that she is to arrive in that particular city, despite asking for some relaxation of the norms, that is not given, but in fact demolition begins. Shehzad Purawala, since you...
Let me end my point.
All right, you made your points. You made your points, Tehseen. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to each of our panelists. I want Shehzad to respond to the specific point that you made. Shehzad.
You've not made the... Please allow me to make my point. Then you can allow Shehzad to respond.
Okay.
I'll just take one line more.
Okay, quickly.
Just one line more. In 2015, when Shah Rukh construction alleged was demolished, Shah Rukh never said Fadnavis ji was Talibani or Mumbai was POK. I want to ask Shehzad, while he responds to the point of the act that was illegal, does Shehzad agree that Mumbai is POK? Does the BJP spokesperson Hitesh Jain out here agree that the BMC was the Barber's army?
Yes.
I just want to ask that.
Okay, all right. Quick response, Shehzad.
Okay, let me now respond. See, Tehseen said that because there are 90,000 illegal activities, why, if action is taken on this, why is it being said that, oh, why are you doing this? The point that he's missing out is simply this, that for so many months there was no action. Unequal application of the law also smacks of political agenda and vendetta. The same thing they were arguing in another way. When Riya was put in jail by the courts, they were playing the feminist card. They were saying, oh, look at this. So everybody does marijuana. Everybody does ganja. Why are you only catching Riya? Why are you only applying the law on Riya? But here, they are completely saying the different thing. They are saying it is okay to apply only the law on Kangana's alleged violation because she has said something against the government of the day. Look at their feminist card is also exposed. Roses are red, violets are blue. Tehseen Poonawalla, your hypocrisy, I must say, is beyond me and even beyond you.
Okay. Let's not get personal, gentlemen. Let's not get personal. My request to each of you, I want to quickly bring in Ashutosh on that note. Ashutosh, the fact is this, that this is an order. Yes, it's an interim order, as Tehseen saying. There's no doubt about that. The BMC and others will respond, whoever the concerned authorities are. But my point to you is very simple, that such scathing observations being made by a bench, somewhere or the other, are bound to raise questions about whether this is in response to the political comments that have been made by Kangana.
See, Madhav, I think I will be allowed to speak. Whatever the demolition has happened, everybody knows it's a kind of political vendetta. There is no doubt about it. Any blind person who knows, who can see, can clearly understand what has happened over there. Kangana has made a statement, so BMC has reacted. Now, but the issue is it the new normal or this is the new normal which has been going on for a very long time? I just want to take you back to Rajasthan a few months back. How come Ashok Gehlot's brother was raided by Enforcement Directorate and questioned and interrogated? Was it not a political vendetta? Was it not a politically manipulated incident to scare Ashok Gehlot and other MLAs? So this is something which has become very, very normal. These are the things which happen in Karnataka.
Is this normal? Is this normal? I think you've made an important point. Let the BJP respond to that. Hitesh Jain is with us also. Hitesh Jain, Ashutosh says that this is the new normal. This has happened in other states such as Rajasthan and Karnataka as well, where agencies have been misused by the political establishment. Your response, Hitesh Jain.
Well, in my view, Shiv Sena is in a hurry to embarrass itself. I mean, they have always stooped low in the past also, but this is altogether a new element. Forget about BJP, Congress and all. You are aware about Malishka. She had made a jingle on the potholes of the city. They had harassed her. The same tactics of sending the corporation and demolishing the house. So this is not something the new tactics. This has been an age-old conventional tactics, and that also in the land of Chhatrapati, when you have to show which is the land of courage. Here this government is behaving shameful, and in a coward manner, the entire establishment is targeting a woman. Forget about all these things, about the hypocrisy and other argument. There is a clear order of the Bombay High Court, which says no demolition will take place because of the COVID times. Now, if there is an order that till 30th September, you are not going to take any time, how are you defying that order? I mean, interim order, I will come later. They will have to answer to that also tomorrow. I mean, look at this government. They impose a gag order to prevent those who are going to criticize their incompetency of handling the COVID.
It's incompetency, and it's a gag order at the same time. Rahul Ishwar, respond to that. You know, on multiple levels, what has happened is wrong.
Madhavji, why can't we be open to the fact that this is a tug of war between two spectrums? One spectrum there, Kangana is supported by the right. On the other spectrum, there is liberals who are backing Shiv Sena. Let us be open about it. This is a political warfare, nothing else. Why can't we see the truth of it? And Kangana was very provocative. He should write for any Indian to call any place POK or Pakistan. So Kangana started it, so there was counter-reaction which was equally bad. Why can't we see the fact that these two are wrong? And why as mature citizens follow both wrong and call for restraint and moderation and de-escalation from both sides? Just don't paint Kangana the victim and Riya the villain. That only suits one narrative. If we are being fair, we have to be fair to both Kangana and Riya.
Okay, let me bring in the ladies on the panel as well. I'd like to thank all of you for being so patient. But quick word from Abha Singh. Abha Singh, is it really that simple that we have one lot which is liberal and one lot which is fighting, you know, for the right-wing cause? Because, you know, Rahul Ishwar very easily has bracketed them. But I myself have seen on social media that several of those who said that what happened to Riya was also wrong and what has happened to Kangana is also wrong. So there's no clear, you know, left, right or center debate on this. Each person is entitled to his own opinion. But one thing that is very clear is that the procedures that have to be followed in this particular case, even the court feels, have prima facie been violated. Abha Singh.
You know, as per Section 351 of the Mumbai Municipal Corporation Act, that is the section which they have used, the BMC has used for giving a notice to Kangana. And it is very clear that you wait for the reply of the person. You have to give 15 days to 30 days at least. And after that, there is also a provision for regularization. Because the issues that have been raised are that she has made a pantry at a place where there has to be a store, or a toilet has been made where there should have been something else. So these are very minor issues, and in most of the cases, BMC regularizes these issues. So there was no point in demolishing it. I think the BMC has really hurried, and tomorrow Bombay High Court is really going to pull them up, and that is the reason there has been a stay. But Akriti
Bhatia, they have been pulled up by the High Court. This is what Abha Singh is saying, and somewhere or the other, the norms have been violated. Your response?
See, even if the agenda is malified, the question is about the legality of those constructions. If 8 illegal constructions have happened, why is it that people are today not demanding CBI investigation, an investigation that was demanded earlier? So there is a clear selective targeting that happens, and a
CBI investigation into what, madam?
And you're talking about
CBI investigation into illegal constructions.
Shehzad was saying that there are so many 90,000. Shehzad was saying that there were 90,000
Akriti Bhatia, please. I don't think any political party has made the demand of CBI investigation into this, to the best of my knowledge and memory. I want Malvika Avinash to respond to that. Malvika.
No, how ridiculous can this get? Yeah, she wants a CBI inquiry into some illegal construction, something that can be regularized through an order. Come on, which way are we heading? My point is only this. First, the lady is intimidated. Then there are threats thrown at her, to which she reacts, and those are used against her, and she is further abused. And when she finally lands in Mumbai, this illegal construction episode is thrown at her face, and her office is bulldozed. Not enough. There is a privilege motion in the assembly. What is rattling the Maharashtra government so much? Why is the Shiv Sena so scared of her? And I wonder why political vendetta is called. Because she's not a politician at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, request you all to hold on to your thoughts. We have to slip into a quick break for now, but we'll be back with another debate in just a few moments. Stay tuned.